before I'm jumping back on live now, in case you catch this, we were going live to announce our class that's being held tonight. So if you are interested, just inbox us at the Depths of Divine Feminine IG page. But I did want to finish the message because the last part that we got was the bridge, and that was the bridge between, well, the allegory was between Libra and Scorpio season, but really goes deeper than that. Just the bridge between, you know, whatever things that has been transformed or had to die, and you being rebirthed into those things. And it can go down to relationships, and even relationships that you have with certain energies or certain objects or certain patterns that you have. And this will go deep down into the five energy. We're bringing certain things into the light so that these things can be dealt with. Now, I pulled right before I jumped on live, I pulled the Aletheia card. I don't have it out no more, but I still got it pulled up right here. And I haven't really read it yet. So let me read it. So this may be like the beginning statement or whatever this message is going to be about. So our soul recognizes the truth when someone speaks it. Okay, so I guess it just wanted me to speak the truth. A cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all of the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. So is truth giving me 6 energy? I don't know. Because let's read this first. Such is the power of Aletheia. So that's another word for their word for truth. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Aletheia by its contagiousness. What? Contagiousness. Okay. Truth is contagious. Okay. So genuinity is contagious because genuine truth would boil down to genuinity. And someone's genuine perspective might not be a fit for your perspective. So it's not to say that these truths are good or bad. Truth can be something that's fucked up and bad. But you do have to come to terms with the truth, though. We can also recognize Aletheia by its contagiousness. When we hear somebody speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are made likely to tell our own story. The Aletheia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poet act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings, set it free. What's crazy is that when I was playing with these cards, I was going back and forth in my mind, like, should I go back live since I didn't jump on? And so it's like, yeah, I guess that was the message was for me, but we finna transmute that message into the overall message too, because the truth can be a tool. The truth can be a tool. Even though I think this is an initiation card, but I say the truth can be a tool because if you can default to the truth, then you can have that can be a tool for you to calibrate into some type of balanced understanding or a starting point type shit. So that's why I think truth may have 6 energy. Truth may be some 6 energy, some androgynous, okay? Because the truth ain't good or bad. And the truth is changeable. The Maiden came out. So the Maiden had already came out earlier when I had when I had switched energies within that first live and I didn't read it. I don't know, but Maiden is giving me woman energy, not even girl. It's like woman, but it's like from growing from a girl to a woman. And that experience of that within the internal, that feminine energy type shit. Again, this is some behind the scenes shit, but the hand in the rose, but that's for me. Anyway, they're like a golden nipple. That go right there. And she looks like she's covering up her breast. So that already is giving me mother energy then. That bosom energy. Let me sit back because I noticed that I'm super close to the camera. It don't look that close when I'm on live, but when I get off live, that be close as a bitch. Hold on. What does motherfucker say? Please. What she say? Like, don't return. What? And he said madam too, right before I pulled the madam card. Whatever. You're not a synchronicity because you're not talking about shit. I need actual communication and understanding. Dubai. You're going to have to use your translator. You ever heard of Google Translator? I'm just kidding. Let me stop being low down. Okay, I don't want that. We already pulled a Starborn. Okay, guess what? It's meant to be. This card came out too right before I had jumped on. I pulled 2 cards. Well, that ain't one of them. That was the card that came out in the last reading. But this card came out. Oh yes, it was. It was 2 cards. It was this card and this card had came out. But anyway, that's besides the point. The Mirror. Let's read it because that's the 3 cards right there. We already know what mirror is. So we're relating the mother, the what was it? Algalthea. Oh, I forgot. The what was she about? Oh, she was about the truth. Yeah, that's right. So we're relating the mother, the truth, and the mirror. Okay. Sounds like some good shit. What up, Free? We're yeah, this finna be good. Hold on. So first, let me read the maiden. The Alethea. First card was about the truth. Second card is about the maiden, the feminine energy, but the mother of it. She's more like a divine feminine for real. Or you could be what's the opposite of what's on the other paradigm of divine feminine? That would be like a what? What's the word for it? Jezebel type spirit. But we ain't talking about that. Maybe, hey, we also are talking about the mirror. We probably are also going to have to take those things into consideration too when we come up with our conclusion. But hold on. The maiden. The maiden probably is what, a self? Let's see. Yeah, that's a self. Number 8 card. That's the infinite. That's the damn, them pink ass emojis throw me off. What I was gonna say? That's the cycles. So the maiden is also 8 is a feminine energy. So you know that's okay. That's cycles. That's transformation type shit. So that could be like someone on a. Let's not go too deep. 77. That's the individual. That individual world that has been manifested and created. 14, that's 5, and then that's what brings on the chaos, because when you're in that 7 energy, that's a brand new space, but you are the reason for that space though. Like, it's not even a brand new space, it's a brand new externalization of what was in the space. And you are, I always feel like number 7 energy can come to you in a surprising way, because you may not even have knew what you were manifesting, but number 7 is going to show you. So that's 7 and 7 and 14. So yeah, those are those 2 individual perspectives coming into other individual perspectives will again bring on chaos energy, number 5. So what number was that? 77. Yeah. Okay, the maiden archetype, where we at? Oh, let me sit back. I keep forgetting because my damn camera thing broke. Anyway, get out of my business. The maiden archetype is the epitome of innocence, arousal, naive sensuality. So I was getting a child energy, but more than anything, it was an adult, the child growing into the adult and never forgetting that inner child or that experience of development from child to adult. Being able to hold on to these experiences and giving you wisdom as the maiden. If you were able to process through those things correctly, I ain't gonna say correctly, but in a harmonious way, things that are not destructible, because people can get through anything and turn into demons, or they can get through something and turn into someone's help, or turn into something that's not necessarily help, but turn into something that's progressive, or you can turn into something that's destructive. So that would be that dichotomy of that Jezebel and the divine feminine energy that I was bringing up earlier. But anyway, she's the first archetype in the trifecta of maiden, mother, crone, and rightfully so, because she has oh so much to learn. The maiden is perfectly positioned for trouble to come her way and subject her to a challenge that leads to the next phase of womanhood. She must grow up, yet hesitates at the threshold. We had threshold come out earlier, but we ain't gonna talk about it. enamored by the charms of youth. The maiden represents the side of us that is riveted and curious, drawn to shadowy forests, dark nights, and taking just one taste of poisonous fruit. Her magic is edgy and includes both shame and delight. Let yourself fall down the rabbit hole, young and old. So it's like those, yeah, the mirror also. So those experiences that you, those mistakes that you made, now I ain't gonna say mistakes, because at this point, as the maiden, the mistakes are just out of curiosity and a part of the developmental growth. So it's not a mistake, but whatever the process that you went through, whether painful, delightful, neutral, whatever, those things are going to be what makes up within that space that was the womb, or it turns into the creation, or that number one masculine energy. Because we had some, it'd be so many like connecting points that you know, it's not necessary for me to connect all the dots for you. So let me chill on that. But the maiden would be the whole process, and it being developed in a natural way, because it's naive. It's not preconditioned to how it's supposed to react. It's just conditioned to whatever comes natural, and that would be like a more feminine energy that is warranted of some attention or some light, because it's not distorted, and it won't, because a bad apple spoils the bunch. And and so inside that internal world, that chaotic 5 energy, you know what I'm saying? But the other point that I want to make, we haven't got there yet with the mirror, because going back to the previous topic of the bridge and transforming certain things into whatever they are becoming at this point, that goes back to that type of karmic relationship that goes beyond people. It can go, and since it goes beyond, just people, and we can, or just romantic relationships, it goes beyond romantic relationships is what I'm trying to say. And since it goes beyond romantic relationships, and it goes back in generations, and like things that have like been embedded in your DNA and shit, based on what your mother endured, and where your spirit has rebirth out of, and those things are gonna go back into all kind of situations it can be played out in regular life, and it can all be boiled down to like a soul tie of, even like, let me not go too deep. Let me read this first, because I don't want to try to force the message, because I did want to jump on to talk about that shit, but I don't want to force it. I also wanted shit to flow out, and I don't. And that's, let me get to it. We're gonna get to it. Hold on. We're on the mirror. The mirror is your reflection, and everything that you experience is a reflection of some part within you, whether it's a reflection of you that you are aware of or not. Just like, for instance, I see some little boys, like they skipping school because it ain't number 1 o'clock, and they do that at this park. That's somewhere down the line a reflection of me. I don't have to internalize it to where it's so fucking personal, and now I need to tell these boys about this experience or some shit like that. I just need to take it as an experience and keep it moving. And that goes down to when you even experience these things that hit you really deep, and it densifies into more than a situation or a place or an object, and it's into a family member or a relationship partner or a child or whatever. It's also not for you to especially when those things have to especially when those things have to come to an end or separate, it would be best that you, along the line, even before you knew things were going to end or separate, not internalize unnecessary things as deep as you may internalize them by being spiritually irresponsible or naive even. But even if you have done that, though, because a naive individual or a person experiencing something for the first time will make those mistakes, but those are not necessarily mistakes unless you continue to make the same thing, to go through the same cycles over and over and over and over and over again. That's when they will become a mistake type shit. I got so many they're not distractions. It's just so many other things that I also, because that was important. But let me read the message. Let me read the mirror. Let me see. Because the mirror is going to show you things that you're not necessarily aware that is a part of what you have created. especially if you're not realizing that you actually create everything. The mirror is going to reflect certain aspects of you that could be things meant to like riddleistic type of situation scenarios or relationships that was really for a different purpose, was to shine light on something else, but you took it the wrong way, and it mirrored back to you the deficiency of how what you lacked in understanding of what the fuck was actually going on, and that not being something pretty. But see, we're going into Scorpio season too, so this is a good time to kind of calibrate how you're healing and how you're accepting things that are balancing themselves out, and how you're going to think about them. Because however, especially if it's dealing with something that's ongoing and something that's steady, a situation or a relationship, it's important that you think about these things in a neutral way as much as you can. Don't internalize things that are not even an issue, but you may see them being an issue. Don't internalize them like in some spiteful way. Internalize them as a situation that will be resolved at the end of the day, and you ain't really, it ain't nothing that needs to take up too much space, because you got a lot of other things that you could be focusing on. Okay, mirror, and I'm a mirror to explain that to you, or should you already know that? I'm a mirror to remind you of that, rather, if you know, but you may not even know. Mirror probably is a 268 201. I just thought about something. 201. Let me hurry up and get off live, boy. Yes, harmony. The mirror, because the mirror gonna reflect. If it's harmony that you're creating, then it's harmony that will be reflected. If it's disharmony, unbeknownst to you, or you knowing this, that you're creating, because some people can be messy and acting so stupid, and they know what the fuck they do, but what they don't realize is that they're also creating all of that same shit in their own life. And hopefully, if you're in the knowing of this, that's what this mirror card is talking about. So, and I probably don't even have to read it at this point. We look into mirrors every day without recognizing them as portals into another realm, right? Because you're projecting, like, okay, and I just saw, never mind. Okay, y'all gonna have to holler at my girl, the Hang Empress, to learn more about the magic that you probably can use with mirrors and shit. I'm not well versed on those things yet, but I should be when it comes to mirrors, but I'm not. I got to dig up into that. The mirror magic. I understand mirror magic when it comes to just you doing beauty magic on yourself, or acceptance magic, self-acceptance, and you just looking at yourself. But when it comes to like those portal dimensions and putting mirrors up to one another, I don't know about that. I don't know. And people want to have their what's the word? Superstitions about it, but I look at everything as unbiasedness, and I haven't tried it out, or because of the superstition. Anyway, don't worry about that. Let me read the book, because I'm getting off the topic. I'm gonna use it with money. Ooh, good idea. That's a good ass idea. I need see that what I'm talking about. I got to get off into that. Being a Gemini too, I need to get off into that, and I'll never. Okay, anyway, we look into mirrors every day without recognizing them as portals into another realm that can shatter, flatter, distort, reflect, and project an image back to us that we deem to be true, whether you really consciously realize that this is the truth. Back to that other card of the truth. These things may not be something that's good or bad, but the truth will always be reflected right back to you, though, whether good or bad. The energy of the mirror is all about self-perception. And these things can be used as a tool. Further, when I was saying that the truth can be used as a tool, because when the truth is reflected back to you, you can, instead of taking it personal, you can realize that this is something that, especially depending on how it's internalized and how it hits you, and only you will be able to understand that. But depending on how it hits you, because it can hit you in a way it's like, oh, that ain't me. That's just some old energy that I see you and I get thee behind me, Satan. Or it could be some shit that really triggers you and causes a real disruption in your life, another individual's life, or in an event, and that should let you know, that's a mirror to let you know that's something that can be projected and received back onto you, so you can see yourself first and stop trying to see somebody else, because they doing the same thing. And fuck them if they don't straighten their mirror out. It ain't about them. At the end of the day, once you get to that point, then you can really say, oh, it's all about me. That was me, all me. Let me look at that. So The energy of the mirror is all about self-perception. When the archetype of mirror appears, we are in the mythic land of Narcissus. Okay, because we know Narcissus, who saw himself reflected in a pool and fell in love with his own image. So compelled by the reflection, he couldn't turn away, a fixation that eventually led to his death. Recognize the power and danger of the mirror. Okay. So you can get lost in the mirror when you put two mirrors together. That can probably would be read to yourself if you just happen to do that. Of, okay, let me stay focused, or let me not get lost into my own hall of mirrors type shit. So maybe you shouldn't put mirrors together unless you're trying to do some other shit. But anyway, it is a construct that may drive a shard between. Hold on, did I skip something? Oh, it is a construct that may drive a shard between you and your true self. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because your mirrors are going to be an inverted perspective of you, and it's going to externalize to you something else, which you could understand it wrong, thinking that it's not you when it is you, and that's going to put a shard in between the truth and what you are perceiving. One that may drive a shard between you and your true self. The mirror contains trickster energy. Put the phone down, stop with the comparisons, and let the mirror stand empty for a while. Rest with the one inside. Right, look at your own self. Look at the thoughts and the way that your emotions are being led. That's a mirror. Look at your emotions and how they're creating more emotions. That's a mirror. Look at your thoughts and see how things are starting to materialize. That's the obvious mirror that we're already talking about. But go inside yourself too, though, and see those mirrors first. Sort out those mirrors so that when you perceive life, you at least will know what's up and what's down, what's you and what's them, what's not and what is. You know what I'm saying? You got to get some. This the calibration goes back to that calibration energy. So the maiden, and that's why the maiden came out. What number was the maiden? I can't remember, but the maiden is a feminine energy, though. For the most part, we could break these things down into androgynous all the way down to masculine, but for the most part, more percentage level, this is a feminine energy, which these things need to be done from the internal space. And then we had the Algathlia card. What time is it? Because okay, 1, 2, 3 on the clock. That's what time it is. 1, 2, 3. It takes steps. I'm putting some money on that thing now since it multiplies, right? Lost in the image of who you think you are, they mean, I think. Wait, hold on. Of who you think you are, they mean. I don't know what you're saying. Lost in the image of who you think you are, they mean, I think. I don't know. But I'm quite sure you just mistyped that shit. But I want to pull some more. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3 on the clock. So it's like simple. 1, 2, 3. 1 is the individual. 2 is the relation of what you're relating to. 3 is the environment. That's 5 energy, bringing order to the chaos. Okay, that's what that 1, 2, 3 represented real quick. Order, bringing order to the chaos. Let me see. Should I pull some more cards? Should I pull some more cards? Because I just want to have a closer, because I ain't feel complete the way I ended the last live. And since then, I've been having other things look like I should have been focusing my attention elsewhere. But guess what? I'm already over here. So, oh, you want to pull some more? Okay. Let's see. Let's pull out the empathic deck. Okay. So, let me knock these cards. Shake it off. Shake off that excess energy from whatever. From the last reading and from being confined in that box. The energy is free to express itself. Okay, one more shuffle. All right. Earth at the bottom of the deck, 11 energy. 1 and 1. 2, Aquarius. The earth down to earth. Even though Aquarius is like out of this world. We're bringing those things that's out of this world bringing grounded understanding of these things, because you're the individual with it, and you can make other individuals aware of it, and then we can go ahead and transform from the 11 to the 2. And that's probably the energy of a life path number 11. I don't know though. Okay, now come on, card. Let me roll the windows down. No more water. Okay. And once you externalize these internal expressions, that's going to be freeing. Because when I rolled the windows down, I felt like, because when I was shuffling the cards, I was seeing dust flicker, and I started feeling suffocated slightly. And now that I rolled the windows down, it's more freeing. 48 entanglements. 4 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 4 is the thoughts, 3 is the environment. So the thoughts that you have about the environment, or the thoughts that has accumulated regarding the environment that has probably begin to densify and create actual situation, scenarios, people, places, whatever, has caused entanglements. And it's the freeing. That's what this is. Okay, shut up. Let's keep it a secret for now. Waiting to exhale. Yeah, being stifled out based on these soul ties and shit. 41 stardust, 4 and 5. That's also 5 chaotic energy, but this is a more structured version of that though. That's things needing or supposed to be look at my niece. Hey baby. Hey baby girl. Look at my niece. I don't know why she don't be. Hey, we're gonna talk about it, because I don't know why she won't start making her some videos, because y'all could be subscribing to my niece. But guess what? She don't have no page. I'm just playing. So look, this is 5 energy. Stardust. This is thoughts. 4 is thoughts. That would be the thoughts that you have accumulated based off of the number 3 energy, which is the environment. You being able to create tools and having thoughts about these things within the environment, and being able to relate to them individually. So you having your own individual space, and you being able to relate to yourself in a harmonious way because of the structure. This is like organized chaos. And we got the entanglement energy. Because entanglements are not necessarily, I mean, the word entanglement does have a negative overtone, but being tied and intertwined with something else is not necessarily a negative thing, but it can be, or it cannot be. And with the 41, that looks like a more harmonious entangled ship. 52, specialness, more chaos energy, but finding relatability to that, with creating the number 7, which is going to have you in a number 7 manifestation type of experience or environment. Well, because 7 is another individual experience and things that's being manifested based off of the balance or imbalance that was created previously with the number 6. But that is going to create the uniqueness or the specialness of whatever the situation is. So let's hold on. Okay. Breathe again, Toni Braxton. Breathe again. What today is? Today is, the last day of Libras. Well, I don't know. We're in the last degrees of Libra, though. Okay, so first let's read entanglement 43. As I engage my energies with others, I also engage with their past cores of energy of unhealed relationships. So we're gonna go on in there then, because that's why they say a good, healthy spiritual practice is to be careful of what you allow access to you, because if you're allowing certain things around you that you may not have dominion over, and when I say dominion, I don't mean like you are the boss over, but like if I was an alcoholic and I go around people that drink, or I go to a bar, I don't have dominion over that. Now, let's say I'm not an alcoholic no more, but that is something that was in my past, and I may not necessarily need to be around, so to speak, as so much or something. Then that would be you needing to be aware of the things around you, because they could influence you. And with these entanglements, these separations that people be having to come to conclusion of, it be feeling like they are like they'll never happen, because it don't only take you to let go, it also takes the other party to let go too sometimes, or it makes it easier. You can let go on your own, but it still will make it a lot easier once the other person lets go too. But that's like tracking the karma of the whole situation, because however long you've been entangled with somebody, that's going to be however long it will take for you to fully depart from them after you first separate. Say you separate today, but y'all been together 7 years. It may be 7 years from now before you feel fully separated and your life actually moves on for real. So with these entanglements, depending on what they have going on, you're entangling with that, especially when you're having sex. But even outside of sex, just conversations, that's sex. Agreeing and coming and sharing space with something, that's a form of sex. And whatever you're having sex with will begin to seep into your deep roots and shit, and the things that's a part of like where you came from, or altering certain things, or clouding certain understandings that you probably could have held on to, but adding bullshit on top of you trying to hold on to your own clarity when you're not even in a space of straight stability. Let me move on. Let me read this, because I was going to go somewhere else. We soon learn quickly that we become ensnarled in all of their unfinished business, emotional hurts, and the cords of the past that they have not released in their own self-work. Even outside of their own physical dynamics, they might just got insecurities that they can't let go of, and that is now affecting you in your life and your internal world. That's why you got to be kind of protective over your energy and your space. Even if you have to be forced in a situation where you got to share physical space with somebody, that don't mean that you got to think with them, have conversations on the type of terms that they want to have conversations about. Switch the subject on their ass. Make them be privy to what your atmosphere is fucking is and shit. Because if you are forced to spend space with these people, but that also gets tricky because we don't live in that type of world where that's a norm. You can go to work and still have your own mind. Like, that ain't really a norm, but that's when you still have to be a strong individual or a strong spirit to not force, but to work with what you have and to know what the point is and how you must maintain the task at hand. And you got to still go forward and progress towards the goals though. So where am I at? It is hard enough to navigate energetically with your own energy in relationships. I just said the shit. Add in all their past baggage, and soon the emotional path forward seems so much more of a challenge. When you even need that shit, you can do bad by your goddamn self. What the fuck you look like doing bad with shit that ain't even necessary? Like, the fuck? And that could be a person, or it could be anything. It could be anything that you can control. What you look like going without when you can control that. And it could take work for you to be able to create what it is that you need to have as a tool. But what you look like not doing the work, that's crazy too. And it could be some shit that you don't even think is possible. What do you still look like not doing the work? You still look crazy to me. Even if you think it's impossible, you being here was once a thought that wasn't even there and wasn't a possible thing until you got here. So number, where we at? 41. Okay. And 41 is like right before, entanglement is right before 41. So these are thought energies. These things started from the environment. These are straggle-along energies that can, at the number 4, that's the second individual, but you can turn around and change up the way you're perceiving certain things and let thoughts fall off at this 4 energy. Hold on, let me just read it. So, it's a sobering thought to realize that throughout history, every human has gazed at one point to the stars in the sky. Each set of eyes pondering the resonating. Excuse me, you guys. Where I'm at. Each set of eyes pondering and reasoning behind their existence, what brought them to be, and whether there was more to this journey we call life. As an empath, fuck that word empath, as a person who's sensitive to what you are experiencing in your internal world and what the undertones of things around you. As that type of person, you experience all things as energy. Thought, emotion, pain, nature, and the elements all present themselves as an energetic dichotomy looking for space within. This isn't an easy existence and soon makes you question why. And as that sensitive person, you know that someplace deep within you have a remembrance that we all come from light. This light is just awareness. You all come from a thought. You all come from a space for real. That anyway, this light within your soul has been earned through hard learned truths of experience. You have learned the difference between, remember we talked about this card and it was giving balance energy, balance 5 energy, having organization to the chaos that is you, and being able to relate to other people in their organized chaos, not having to be surrounded by individuals that's also in chaotic energies. But even when you're surrounded by individuals in their chaotic unorganized energies, your organized chaotic energy is going to help make things somewhat more breathable for you. Difference between that which is love and that which the pretends. Hold on, what the fuck? Hold on. You have learned the difference between that which is love and that which is that which pretends. You know the difference because you know how you feel and you know what's right and you know what I'm saying. If it is in this knowing that we all come from the same light, or I guess this is like a morality system, or I don't know. I don't really like the wording of this right here because hold on. That you can find yourself wishing that others would also remember this truth. Okay, back to the truth energy. So that is the light, the truth, right? Jesus is the truth and the light, but that's what that means. The truth being the first thought or the first expression, whether it was good or bad. That's the truth though, and that's where you come from, and that'll give you a starting point to have organization to your chaos type shit. And wait a minute, what else it was saying that because what I was saying about what I didn't like. Come from the same light. Oh, everybody knows the truth. Yeah, that goes back to how everybody, when you hear the truth, regardless of if you knew it before or not, you know it's a truth in your stomach, in your soul. You know the truth when you hear it. It hits you in a certain way to where you already knew that shit any goddamn way. So you can't deny it, because if you would be denying yourself. Okay, next time someone seems lost, or if you sense a spark in their eye of curiosity, take them out into the night sky and together gaze and be humbled. They may just remember. Okay, take them out into the night sky and look at some help them organize some chaos or exhibit organized chaos, and they may remember. Or actually take them outside into the night sky and look at the sky. Have you ever looked at the sky and got dizzy? Like when I look at the sky and it's so vast and it kind of like takes my breath away, which makes me like, it's like, yeah, because there's all sorts of this is all possibilities type shit. Well, 5 is not an androgynous energy, but still, this is the inward space, and all things came from the space, feminine and masculine. So I can say that. Do I question my existence and see my spiritual or empathic gifts as a curse? Do I honor the depth of my ability to love as a gift that has been earned? Is this situation bigger than me? Okay, last card. Specialness. And a star, 5-pointed star, that's like 5 energy, even though this is 7. 52, 5 and 2 is 7, but we started off with the 5, which is also, like I said, feminine 5 energy, that feelings, the inward space, the unorganized chaos, or organized organization to the chaos, and the relatability of that to other stars or other spirits or other people or other situations with 5 energy, or having a emotional experience with something else type shit. Or I might just be rambling. Okay. 52, 132 is the page number. It comes right behind validation. Okay. It came right behind the validation card. I think the validation card pretty much speaks on how you don't need things externally to you to validate you before you validate yourself. Once you validate yourself, then okay, the external validations won't go straight to your ego because you already know that shit. And that follows the special card, the things that you already know about who you are. And because you are you. So by default, you are special. Nobody else is you but you. And that in itself, that's another tool to know to bring organization to chaos. individuality, you just being your individual self, or dealing with your own individual energies and how you are and who you are and what you have become to be in your current situation, dealing with the truth of that. That helps bring, that's a tool that brings organization to the chaos. That, and what did I just say? I forgot, but rewind it. You heard what I said. In the drive to be special, I think I was talking about validation. Anyway, in the drive to be special, sometimes the gift of similarity gets lost in separation. Right, because we all are bodies, are humans, but you ain't me though. So don't get lost in thinking that if you're not just like me, then you're not special. That don't even make sense when you realize what the word special means. Or unique. Let's use the word unique, or individual. You can break that word down. Special to all kind of things, even down to a mental retardation like special ed. You are not special mentally retarded in the same way that this autistic mentally. Let me. I don't mean to say it in that type of. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own traits and characteristics, and we try to put them in a box, thinking that this medication will work for each individual because they all have a cold, not knowing this person got a cold for that reason. They don't even have no cold because it's just they got a sweater on, whatever the case, or because they were drinking some coffee, whatever the case is. So let me just get to the description though. The drive to be better and stronger than others creates a void as competition takes hold. Wait a minute. Let me start from the beginning. I started straight in the middle of the paragraph. I'm crazy. Okay. In the drive to be special, sometimes the gift of similarity gets lost in separation. Okay. The drive to be better and stronger than others create a void as competition takes hold. Like, how is that the point? You trying to be stronger than them, and you ain't even them. You trying to be prettier than them when beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and they have their face and you have, like, that don't even make sense. So it is true that this serves a purpose. Yes, it's true that okay, hold on. It becomes very difficult to experience energetic similarities that can be built upon for a common goal when you're comparing and trying to compete. It is true that this serves as a purpose, but if you separate yourself as special, the opportunity to experience someone else's perspective is lost. Wait a minute, bitch. What? Hold on. That's the reason why I took the word special away and used unique, because you are kind of special, but not to say that you're better. No. So this definition of special is probably going to be from another side of the scale of the special perspective that I was explaining. So let me read. All energetic communication is vital to making choices. By separating yourself from the circle, then the information is not available. Specialness and competition only serves self. You need to find your place in the puzzle of life. Are others around me in a false sense of specialness? Has competition made it difficult to form relationships and friendships? How do I try to feel special? You are special. And that's where I guess special ed does come in at, when you think that you're special over somebody else. No, everybody's special in their own special perspectives and specific positions. You have a special position just like somebody else do. Now, is your position more special than theirs? No. We do know that there's no such thing as good, bad, black, or white like that. All these things can be anything at any moment. When you get down to the simultaneous and the balance of life, when you understand the flow. So to say that you're special amongst, and that this is 7 energy, so you're in a whole brand new experience doing something that's unknown to you to a certain degree, because in 7 energy, like we already said, things come up in a surprising way, and you think, oh my God, I'm the only one who has experienced this, not knowing you're only experiencing the world that everybody is also in. Is not how that you're experiencing it, is how you're going to react to it and how you're going to process what you're experiencing that may point you out as special. And you're still not special over somebody else. It's just that you have a certain perspective over here than you may have over there. And I know a lot of people that could be listening to this already know this, but my niece is in the chat too. So I kind of like want to break that down just on GP, on strength, and for whoever else that's not already aware and privy to this information and knowledge. But anyway, you need to find your place in the puzzle of life. Yeah, I had to shout my baby girl out. That's my first baby. Anyway, that was the 3 cards. And that's all I want to do. I want to complete the mission. And yeah, it's time for me to go. It's 1:46. So All right, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. I fuck with y'all. I hope I wasn't too close in the camera. I got to get my camera stand fixed or get a new one. Peace. Bye.